Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Give me a second, still getting everything set up. Okay, give me just a second. All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Good evening, everybody. Give me a second. Put the finishing touches on a little presentation. I've been digging at this and working on it all day. All right. Now we're going to talk about is it or is it not mandatory to follow a school of thought? What's going on, D2? Assalamu alaikum, brother. Is it or is it not mandatory to follow a school? We're going to dig straight. This is the heart of the issue, problems that we have and the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah are having with the Salafiyyah. And, they're very loud on the internet and on Facebook, attacking people and coming after people. Oh, brother, this is shirk. I've even heard Salafis claim that us making taqlid of a particular imam to be shirk, because we believe that the imams are infallible and the only person who is infallible is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, all the way to the of it being recommended and not mandatory and all types of weird stuff that is anti-Sunnah. It's actually not from the Sunnah. So inshallah ta'ala, we are going to go into some evidence on why you have to make taqlid to an imam. So first and foremost, we have the video. I mean, not the video. Sorry, we have the ayah from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala in the Quran. Let me not misquote it. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. وما أرسلنا من قبلك إلا رجالا نوحي إليهم فاسألوا أهل الذكر إن كنتم لا تعلمون. We did not send messengers before you other than men whom we have inspired with revelation. So ask the people of knowledge if you do not know. So we got the Salafiyyah also claiming this ayah as evidence of you not having to follow an imam, which is ignorance in its purest form. So this is actually evidence from the Quran for the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, the majority of the Muslims, and the majority of the Muslims of the rightly guided Muslim scholars, not the Salafiyyah, the rightly guided Muslim scholars. We use this ayah as the first evidence that you have to uh, follow qualified leadership, and I mean this in the deepest sincerity of my heart, qualified leadership, which takes me to let's talk about some of the figures. Um, I don't know them personally, never met them. I just know they followers. Uh, Al Albani, Bin Baz, their credibility. As I've done a lot of research, and I hope somebody sooner or later will help me um, verify their the certification of their scholarship. The only thing that I can find that was closest was Faymin. He was kind of he was very fair. He's a good talker. From what I have seen from him, he was a good he was a very good orator. And as far as I know, he did subscribe to the Hanbali madhab. Um, but when it came to Aqidah, he did like the Salafi stuff, the stuff they say now, which I've seen. I'm still getting to the bottom of that issue, but I've seen and heard Salafiyyah with my own eyes do touch seam, and some of them are mujassim if they're practicing touch seam. This is not a video about touch seam, so there's some problems there. He learned from one of his most famous scholar was that he learned from was Bin Baz, and then Bin Baz learned from what was his name, Muhammad ibn Ibrahim al-Sheikh, and he has a lineage that goes back to uh, Ibn Abdul Wahhab, and we all know. I mean, we all pretty much know. Um, the fitna. He was the leader of the fitna, Ibn Abdul Wahhab. That's as much as I can find. Maybe somebody can comment and correct me. And even if you can bring me some type of certification of their scholarship, we have materials from them that go against uh, the Quran and the Sunnah. So even if they were certified scholars, they deviated with some things that they've said, and that the followers have said that they say a lot of things I haven't seen for myself, but I'm being confronted with it by the Salafi followers. So that leads me to my next point. You must have qualified scholarship. So figures like Al-Albani, I haven't seen it for myself with the other uh, figures of leadership um, from them. I haven't seen it myself, so I'm sorry, I meant to make a banner. Um, they say you don't have to follow one particular madhab or one particular imam, etc., etc. Boom. You gotta have that ticker. You're not an official YouTuber if you ain't got the ticker. But anyway, so uh, as far as having qualified leadership, we've heard them say that you don't have to subscribe to one school or one imam or whatnot. Ahmed Sadiq, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Jomo, salam alaikum. AJ, what's happening? Abu Isa, what qualifies one to be followed? That's what's going to be the next point. So good question, Abu Isa. That way, thank you for helping navigate the conversation. Alhamdulillah. So I apologize. Salam. Yeah, come on now. The one salam, where your fiqh at, man? Let me find out y'all Hanbalis don't accept the one salam for everybody. Let me find out, man. Yeah, all right, all right. So you're gonna get warned against. I've been working on my shake finger too, so I can warn against brothers. But inshallah, what's up, E? How you feeling, man? Uh, so if Fahmeen, if you ask me, is like he's like the best of like what they have to offer, and then like his intellectual lineage goes. What's up, Ewing Eric? He said, "I used to say I'm already a deviant." Yeah, that's what I told. I said, "Put me on the list." The list seemed the list that the warrant against list that the Salafiyyah Alama have put out there. It seems like the rightly guided individuals. So that's an exclusive club. I'm trying to get in the list, man. But alhamdulillah. So if his intellectual lineage goes back to and through Ben Baz, and Ben Baz's goes to and through to Ibn Abdul Wahhab, then we got a problem. If this is like if that's y'all's ace of spade, we got a huge problem. We're gonna do a show about Ibn Abdul Wahhab, but I will tell you, he was not accepted from the scholars at the time. He wasn't even accepted by his own daddy, who was a big Hanafi, Hanbali, excuse me. Al-Albani's daddy was a Hanafi, and his daddy didn't accept him. So weird, very, very weird that we find in this situation that you have individuals who come from qualified scholarship, and the foundation to them learning was from qualified scholarship, but then all of a sudden they had an epiphany. It was like, you know what? I don't think qualified scholarship is needed anymore. So they've been telling us not to do blind following, but at the same time, these individuals are putting out material. The what is it called? The Sifatu, what is that book called? The Prophet's Prayer. He put that book out. He got a Ben Baz got a fatwa book, I think, of whatever. Like they putting out material, but now their stance is don't follow a particular school and a particular madhab. But at the same time and in the same breath, they want you to follow them. So they don't want you to follow the qualified scholarship, but they want you to follow the unqualified scholarship. And when I say qualified scholarship, the interpretation of this ayah, I'm going see. I like the attack. So say, brother, you're ignorant. Brother, you're a deviant. Brother, you're a Sufi. Brother, you're Ash'ari. Like these are slurs or whatever, except for being a deviant. I stick closely to what I've learned, and what I've learned comes out of my material, my books. That's my books per guidance of my shuyukh, my level of understanding and learning. So y'all not mad at me, y'all mad at the scholars. I just try to my whole point, my whole disposition is to bring like a high level of understanding into layman's terms, because I believe that there's a big gap in understanding. We got like one of my shuyukh, Sheikh Rami and Sood. Like if you hear him talk, it's like you gotta kind of like you gotta be, before you get to studying Arabi and all of that and fiqh terms in Arabi, your English got to be tight. It's got to be tight. If your English ain't tight, man, Talim gonna be hard. I can remember us translating English to brothers when in Talim with Sheikh Ayub Muhammad Hansbai al-Hanafi, my very first sheikh. Brothers was like they knew me and my best friend Imam Nadir Abdullah Al-Maliki. They knew me and him excelled, alhamdulillah, in the classes. So they would always tap us on the shoulder, be like, what he say? Or they'll pull us over to the side after Ta'aleem or catch us on the low road at rec, the whole nine, to try to get an interpretation of the English that the shuyukh were speaking. So that's my place. Like, cause when I came home from prison, I'm like, man, people don't know this ABC 1, 2, 3. Like, wallahi ta'ala, like we learned that in '07. You know what year it is now? I became Muslim in '07. We learned that stuff in '07. Like, but not to demean anybody, but qualified scholarship is not a normal thing. I'm starting to see. Alhamdulillah, I'm very blessed that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had that qualified scholarship find me, mashallah ta'ala. And I have a duty to share it. If I don't, then I'm gonna keep getting cussed out by my folks, man. The Salafis, y'all say Kalima Shahada. I don't want to keep getting cussed out for not having my pants below my ankles in Salah or not touching the feet in the Salah. I ain't trying to keep getting cussed out. So don't think I'm being funny. I'm just being real. And everybody say they are real, you know what? So let's be real. Everybody say they the realest person, and everybody's a Sadiq, and everybody's a Salih, and everybody has khushu'ah in they deen and in they salah. If y'all are, then y'all need to take instruction. I'm sharing with you what was shared with me. So you mad at the ulama. You're not mad at me, bucko. Just to let you know. I asked my sheikh. I don't even like to touch this is my position, and this ain't no holier than thou or me trying to display humility or none of that. Wallahi, I do not like to touch the Quran unless I have some tafsir. That's always, once I learned about tafsir and once I learned what the Prophet ﷺ said about lying about the Quran or lying on his name or whatever, once I learned about that, I don't want to play them games. I'm not in this to try to gain some type of claim to fame or none of that. I'm trying to get my soul right. When I learned that, I said I need some tafsir. So I asked my first sheikh, and he gave me like an introductory type of tafsir, or tafsir ibn Kathir. That was good enough. He said he had some reservations with it or whatever, but he trusted me as a student of knowledge, and he here you go. Gave us a whole 10-volume, abridged set. Once I progressed a little bit, alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, I actually, when I got into fiqh and started to touch hadith, and I put it down because it was heavy, and we're going to get there too. Sheikh Rami, I asked him, I was like, what tafsir do you recommend? And listen, y'all don't know who Sheikh Rami and Suud is. Y'all better find out. Buddy ain't no joke. Buddy is not a joke, man. Listen, he can shoot from the hip with the fiqh, man. Alhamdulillah, man. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him and bless his family and bless all of his works and his deeds and his efforts. But he referred me to this. So what I be saying a lot of times, it ain't coming from me. The mistakes are. Sometimes I get a little mad and I might, my boat might float, in the wrong stream. I can catch myself sometimes, or I might say something that I didn't memorize the correct way or whatnot. But 99% of the time, bucko, I'm telling you what I'm learning and what I've been taught. And Sheikh Rami, he recommended that I read this and learn that. So this sheikh, and mind you, Al-Albani and the whole gang, they don't even have a tafsir. Like, they recommend our tafsir to us. They say don't follow us, and then they say they like Tabarani, they like Qurtubi, and they like Ibn Kathir. They really like Ibn Kathir. Those that belongs to us. That belongs to the people of the madhabs. That don't belong to the people who don't follow a madhab or who quote unquote follows all the madhabs. That's not y'all's work. That ain't y'all's viewpoints. That's false flagging. This brother, this mufti, and that's not his name. Not like some people whose name is mufti. This is an actual mufti, Muhammad Shafi. Big Hanafi mufti. And they also say he was mustahid in the Hanafi madhab. This some heavy stuff. This a heavy guy, a heavy individual. He had ijaza, and shoot, as far as I could read, all of the sciences of hadith. Excuse me, of the deen of Islam. Like he was so heavy, he has his own tafsir of the Quran, and this is a contemporary scholar. This ain't a scholar from the Khalaf and from the Salaf. This is a contemporary scholar. I'm gonna read you his, and he got all the decorations. If y'all need further certification, you can look him up on Wikipedia. Mufti Muhammad Shafi. Look him up on Wikipedia, and you're gonna get sleepy reading about his qualifications and everything that he done when he was in this life. So speaking in tune of qualified scholarship. He said, and mind you, this is an individual his ijazat are known. They are not unknown like the gang, like Al-Albani and the gang. We hard pressed trying to certify them as scholars, even though they stepped up as scholars. We hard pressed trying to certify them as scholars. This individual and his gang, they certified. They're known, is well known. You can find their chains. You can verify and certify all of it. And you ain't gonna find nobody who is rightly guided or that's on the right path or who's with Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah that disagree on individuals like this. I'm gonna read to you what he says about. He said a lot, but I'm gonna read to you just a paragraph or so what he said in the likes of qualified scholarship. And I try not to read books on these videos and I don't want to bore people. I try to just talk and relate so that you can get the idea, and then you can go to your local imam or local rightly guided community and be inspired to jump on or stay on the Surat al-Mustaqim per Quran and Sunnah via Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, not Salafiyyah, Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. The majority of Muslims are not Salafi, so they don't fit in that category. They always saying Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, but they're not Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. The majority of it's more Shafi'i Muslims on the continent in Indonesia than it is Salafis in the whole world. Just Shafi'i Muslims in Indonesia alone. Then there are Salafis in the whole world. So they're not, y'all not Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Y'all not the majority. But let's dig into what the Sheikh says. All right, so he's defining it. Who are the Ahlu Dhikr? He's defining it. It's a long section, so I tried to take the most important part for this video for sanctity. Similarly, there are particular injunctions not mentioned explicitly in the Quran and the Sunnah. To deduce these without employing the principles provided by the Quran and the Sunnah, and to arrive at and determine the precise Islamic legal operative order, or the al-hukm al-shari'i, is the functional prerogative of only those mujtahidun, or qualified scholars of the Muslim Ummah who occupy the highest station of expertise in the Arabic language, its lexicography, idioms, and modalities, its turuq of usage, and who possess an additional mastery over all fields of knowledge related to Quran, Sunnah, and above all, who are credited with a conduct of life marked by exemplary piety and God-fearingness. We don't find that with the brother Ibn Abdul Wahhab. We definitely don't find. He said, above all, you got to have the character to be able to, take in these things. We don't find that with the brother. The brother Ibn Abdul Wahhab was killing Muslims, good Muslims, in the haram. No way, no how he had good character. No way, no how. Such people are no less than the great Imam Abu Hanifa, Shafi'i, Malik, Ahmad, Ibn al-Hanbal, or al-Azari, the jurist, Abu Layth, and others like him, rahmatullah alayhim. These people, these were people Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had specially blessed. They lived closer to the age of prophethood and that of the Sahaba and the Tabi'een, radiallahu ta'ala anhum. Under the canopy of this barakah, Allah Ta'ala had bestowed upon them a very special taste of understanding the principles and objectives of the Sharia and an equally special expertise of extracting textually non-prescribed laws for the laws already prescribed in the sacred texts by using the methodology of analogical deduction, qiyas, or qiyas. Now in such issues, now in such issues and problem where ijtihad efforts have been exhausted at the highest conceivable level, it is necessary even for the ulama at large that they must follow one of the mujtahid imams. Going by any new opinion contrary to that of a mujtahid imam is error. So this is what a highly decorated scholar said about who are the Ahlul Dhikr. So if we look at Ben Baz and the gang, and they don't fit this criteria, and we know they don't fit this criteria, I read that Ben Baz and Uthaymeen were happy. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him credit for that. I don't know about the others. I did read that they were happy, but we got 4-year-old children that are happy. That don't make you a mujtahid. That don't gives you the qualified abilities to derive injunctions for yourself and for the Muslims at large in their everyday lives. It doesn't give you that right to do that, which is the problem at hand. The Salafis, quote, are always saying you don't have to follow one of the imams. The brother I spoke to last night asked me, is it mandatory that he follow or that we follow as Muslims one of the 4 imams or one imam in particular? I told him yes. So then he made the mistake of asking me what was the madhab of the Sahaba. I already proved to him in the debate that Imam Malik and Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahumullah were from the the Salaf. They were the leaders of the Salaf. So whatever arguments that the Salafiyyah try to make there, I already put that fire out. So he checked me, and he put that gun up, and he went and got another gun that ain't got no bullets. That the Salafiyyah always say. I've been hearing this since 2008 or 9 from knowledgeable Salafi brothers, from ignorant Salafi brothers. I've been hearing it from so many brothers since at least 2008 or 9. At least. Hey, what's going on, Beast Mode? I see you in here, man. What's going on? I've been hearing the same stuff, man. The same stuff. And they always say, well, what madhab did the Sahaba follow? All right. So what do we do with that? Now, if you got a new Muslim or a Muslim who don't know what he's talking about, or excuse me, or a Muslim who hasn't learned the deen as well yet, you're gonna trip them up. And they always, when you see a new shahada in the masjid or in prison, we used to see it all the time. You got like them 3 or 4 hardcore Salafis that be like waiting outside the soft, waiting to see if they find the brother that make a mistake according to them in their salah. grab up these new guys and these new brothers, be like, yeah, brother, see, man, I don't really mess with this masjid, but I come here and pay my respects to Allah. But and you be like, oh, what? Because I had a few of them approach me when I came home because they didn't know me, and they didn't know who I was, so they came at me like I was a new Muslim. Like, yeah, man, I don't mess with Sheikh Ismail, man. Like, why not, man? The brother got like 500 different ijazas and 500 different books. Like he, dude knows some things. Like I want to learn. I got some questions that I need answered. I need, dude. Why you don't mess with him? Oh man, he a Sufi, man. He do. You always got that group, and they on Facebook. They in the masjid. They find you on. I had brothers in Kroger's at the grocery store. I'm with my family trying to get some food for the family, and they come in like, yeah, brother, Assalamu alaikum, man. Yeah, I ain't see you at Juma. Yeah, I was there. Oh, okay. What bus did you go to? I went to Good. I don't mess with them, man. Nah, man, they ain't Salafiyyah. In Kroger's. So we got a problem. Don't think we ain't got a problem. We got a problem, y'all. Like everywhere we go, it's on site with the Salafis for some reason. So we got to deal with this. We got to touch on that. And like I said, going back to what I was saying, they all say the same stuff. It ain't nothing but a collection of slogans. They ain't nothing but a collection of slogans. Now I want to break something down to you. This is why you have to follow a madhab and not be lost in the sauce like our Salafi brothers and sisters. May Allah Ta'ala guide them to the Surat al-Mustaqim. It's impossible to do what they say that they own. Follow the Quran Sunnah according to the Sahaba or the Salaf. That's all they ever say. You be like, okay, well, if a new Muslim was ever to be like, okay, well, or how do I do that? Where do you take an individual from there? Oh, brother, first you need to learn your Salah. All right, you need to learn your Salah. How you gonna learn your Salah? How you gonna do that? They give him the book, the Prophet's Prayer, as if you've seen it, as if Malik, Abu Hanifa, and all the actual mujtahidun, didn't practice what was seen by those who saw the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This dude lived thousands of years after the actual Salaf, and they are the ones who brought us all of the knowledge that we arguing about. All of it. You won't find a hadith without a madhabi name on it. You won't find a fiqh book without a madhab name attached to it. All of the knowledge that we arguing about, they telling you not to follow it, and then they slide you the Prophet's Prayer, and the Prophet's Prayer ain't nothing but a bunch of different. Then the brother said it last night, his own self. I was wanting to. Sorry, let me sidebar. I was wanting to bring the Salafi brothers and sisters on my little shows, so that I don't be like misquoting them, because they always say when they see my posts and my videos, brother, you don't know what Salafiyyah is. Okay, enlighten me. And I say the same thing now, enlighten me. And they be like, oh, well, it's practice, it's the approach, it's the practice of an approach to the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf. That's all they ever say. They say the same thing. So you slide people a book. You slide. Hey, Tammy Jenkins, how you doing, sister? Thank you for the support. I definitely appreciate it. But you slide brothers and sisters a book that a dude Al-Albani who claims to be a mujtahid then stole the work of the other mujtahidun and mixed it up. Last night I said the equivalent. The brother, I'm sorry, I didn't mention what the brother said. The brother said it for himself last night. That's why I like to have them on. I did like to have them on, but it always turned into an argument. He said it himself that book from Al-Albani is the best fiqh book he ever seen. I said Al-Albani's book is not even a fiqh book. I told him, like, we laugh at that stuff over it, like the big dogs. We laugh at that stuff. We laugh at it. So he said, don't follow such and such. Don't refine yourself to Shafi'i. Don't refine yourself to Ahmad. Don't refine yourself to Malik. But then he goes and takes a hadith that Malik might have had something to do with, hadith that Imam Bukhari, who was a Shafi'i, had something to do with, something out of from Tirmidhi, and then he took all these different viewpoints from all these different scholars and put it in his book and said this is the original fiqh book, and this was what 1,200 years later. What were they using? What were the people using before Ibn Abdul Wahab came and Al-Albani came and enlightened everybody? What were they doing? What material? And then I've read books with my own eyes that said Al-Albani graded it Sahih. Al-Albani graded it Da'if. He wasn't even a muhaddith. The Salafiyyah don't even know what a muhaddith is. You want to know what a muhaddith is? I read today that Imam Bukhari claimed, and mind you, Imam Bukhari had many of teachers, just in hadith alone, that he memorized more than 250,000 hadiths. 250,000 hadiths. That's a muhaddith. Al-Albani didn't memorize 10,000 hadiths. Al-Albani didn't memorize Sahih Bukhari. There's only like 6,000 some odd hadiths in there. And he's grading hadiths? He's saying that, hey, I think this hadith. He's regrading the work of the graders, of the teachers. The student, not even the student, is grading the work of the teachers. Something maybe am I crazy? Am I crazy? Is this not backwards to anybody? Hello, wake up. But they don't follow qualified scholarship, qualified leadership. Like I said last night, we have ittasil. We have a continuous connection. The scholars have always said knowledge is through isnad. It's through the chain link back to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu, or we're going to be like Jews and Christians. No offense. Sorry, not so sorry. If you go ask 10 Christian pastors about one verse, you're going to get 10 different interpretations of that verse. You're going to get 10 different interpretations of that verse. So with the Salafi brothers and sisters telling everybody don't blindly follow the mujtahidun, the qualified scholars, don't blindly follow, and the brother on Facebook who's telling you this is not a qualified scholar. I don't care how many followers he got. I don't care how many views this YouTube video got. He can't get one of those individuals out of his views on YouTube to come and certify him in what he's saying. Let alone the individuals we talking about, the four imams, they had more certifications than viewers than these brothers who are on the wrong path. So you telling me that they telling us don't follow the mujtahidun, but follow, do your own thing. Look at the Quran and Sunnah for yourself. Let me machine gun that argument. Let me machine gun that. First and foremost, you have to have access to the Quran and Sunnah. My good brother and my good sister, access to the Quran and Sunnah is not Sahih Bukhari. It's not Sahih Muslim. It's not Sunan al-Tirmidhi. It's not Sunan Abu Dawood. It's not Sunan Imam Ahmad. The Musnad Imam Ahmad. That's not access. They had access. They did. We don't. Maybe there's a muhaddith somewhere out there in the jungle or out there in the cave somewhere. Maybe there is. I don't know. Neither do you. Don't you think if there was at least one or two muhaddithun, individuals who memorize hundreds of thousands of hadith, don't you think if there was like one of them that brother would be the Khalifa? Or he'd be like, or he could unify, he could even end this debate on who was right and who was wrong. We would with today in today's world with all the cameras and all the YouTube and all this stuff, one person can go and sit with this muhaddith and just record him reciting his 300,000 plus or not a hadith. Everybody else ain't even got to go. We could just go and set the cameras up and let him do it. We can fall asleep, wake up, and listen to him, and just let him go. Nobody would waste time doing that. So first and foremost, you have to have access to a muhaddith or to the muhaddithun or to the places where the ahadith were being produced. This is the study of hadith. You have to have access to that first before you can be a muhaddith. Not have ijazah and hadith. That's not the same thing. That's not the same thing. And as far as we can see, Al-Albani had one of those things like the ijazah tabarruk, which was just like a blessing to go laying down. And Salafi's like, oh, he had a ijazah. He was a muhaddith, a Sheikh al-Islam. And the actual sheikh who he got that ijazah tabarruk from followed a madhab. He was a Hanafi. So how your OG, that's just like me saying when I was in the streets, my OG was a Paru. That's just like my OG being a Paru and he giving me the gang. And then I say, oh, I'm a GD. They like, and just simple people in the streets who ain't got no knowledge about this thing would know like, oh yeah, dude, false flag. And he ain't gang. What y'all be saying? He ain't gang. How the non-Muslim people who we think ain't rightly guided have a proper understanding of ittasil and the Muslims who supposed to be rightly guided don't? He ain't gang. That's crazy. How your sheikh is a Hanafi following one of the schools, but you ain't? Well, what work did you put in? Where'd you get your work from? That's just like somebody saying they from a certain neighborhood, from a certain block, and you go to the people from that neighborhood or from that block, and they be like, who? Nah, we don't know blood. How do people who are not Muslim understand the concept of isnad, but the rightly guided salaf don't? And most of the ones that I know from the hood, y'all from the hood. Philly crazy. Philly is crazy. Philly is the hood's hood. If you say you from North Philly and you ain't from North Philly, they own you, man. They own yo, you know what? How in the world are y'all following a dude who said he was a muhaddith and he was not a muhaddith? He didn't have these qualifications. So where do y'all get off certifying what him and his gang done said up against the people who are established as following this qualified scholarship? So let me show y'all what type of trouble y'all get into. We get into when we get to talking about some Majnoon brother, one of my friends made a post, I think shared one of my posts or something, and the brother said that I was all type of ignoramuses and this, that, and the third. And I thought I was to ask him, is he a muhaddith? She asked him, is he a muhaddith? He said, yeah. Man, I bless the brother, man. Man, I bless the brother. Okay, so this is can y'all see this? Look at this book, man. This is an introduction to hadith. Wallahi ta'ala, Imam Nadir Abdullah, he was the first person I seen with this book. Our first sheikh, Sheikh Muhammad, Sheikh Ayub Muhammad Hansbai al-Hanafi, gifted this book to him. This how cold Imam Nadir. He's Joyce Pro on Facebook. That's his business. Y'all need some mechanical work done, hit Joyce Pro up. If you're in Ohio, Southern Ohio, hit Joyce Pro up. But yeah, I want my sponsorship money too, good brothers. Yeah, business is business. uh, our Sheikh, I watch him with my own eyes, with my wallahi ta'ala, with my own eyes. Sheikh, you give him this book, and this is Ijazat Tabaruk. Sheikh, you gave him this book and said, learn this. That's Ijazat Tabaruk. So if y'all think that that's something, then y'all need to follow Imam Nadir Abdullah Al-Maliki. Follow him, because he got the same thing that the only thing that we can find from Al-Albani. He got the same thing. I watched Sheikh Ayub in front of, and all my brothers who ever will see this, y'all remember this. It was Eid, and as a part of the celebration of Eid, Sheikh Ayub grabbed this book, and I don't know where he went in this book, and he was asking Imam Nadir to define certain classifications in hadith, and the brother, alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, was doing it like from his head. Like that type of stuff is from Allah. This is a hadith book. This is, look, I don't know if y'all can see it or not, an introduction to the science of hadith. So I brought that story up to say that's the first time I seen the book. That's my partner. That's my little brother. That's my little brother. I'm like, man, I want to learn hadith too. He was like, all right. He gave me the book. I gave it back to him. Like, I ain't into that. I ain't into that. Listen to this. There's 65 chapters for the science of hadith. This is Mustalahul Hadith. I'm just going to read to y'all some of these chapters. I ain't got time to read all 65. We have hadiths that are sound. We have fair. We have weak. We have supported. We have uninterrupted. We have raised. We have halted. We have cut off hadiths. We have loose hadiths. We have interrupted hadiths. We have problematic hadiths. We have misinterpretation and treatment of misrepresented hadith. That's the first 12 chapters. Let me go and turn the page. And this is chapter 32. Now, mind you, all of these heading categories are actual classifications of hadith. We got rare words in the hadith, enchained hadith, abrogating hadith, and abrogated hadith, misreadings in the isnads and the text of hadith, contradictory hadith, additions to cohesive isnads, hadith with hidden looseness, the hadith of the companions, the hadith of the followers, other people transmitting hadiths from younger ones, symmetrical transmissions, and other instances of peers transmitting from one another. That's all the way up to chapter 42. This is the trouble. I know that just sounded like Mandarin to y'all. I know that just sounded like Mandarin. I know it did. It sounds like Mandarin to me. I still ain't got in that book yet. And those are just the headings of the chapters. That ain't even going into the actual lessons. This stuff is harder than trigonometry. And you think that we can all just pick up the Quran and Sunnah on our own? Brother, good Salafi brother or sister, do you know all this stuff I just said? Do you know all this stuff that I just said? And even if you do, that still does not give you the right to deduce legal rulings for yourself and for everybody else on your Facebook page. Rulings. Going to the Quran and the Sunnah on your own without the vehicle of the mujtahidun, without the vehicle of the madhabs. You're going to get yourself in trouble. So I'm going to close that point. I hope I've made an impression. We are not qualified to follow the Quran and the Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf and the Sahaba. We are not qualified to do that. And the chances of us becoming qualified to do that are very slim to none. I'm not saying it's impossible. So my good Salafi brother and sister, don't try to nitpick on what I say. Oh, this brother deviant, he said it was impossible to be a mujtahid. No, I'm not. I'm saying I got better chances of beating 94 Michael Jordan in a one-on-one game of basketball. 37 years old. I got a better chance of doing that than you got a chance of being a mujtahid mutlaq. So we're not qualified by no way, shape, form, or fashion to approach the Quran and the Sunnah on our own. Nor are the individuals who are telling you not to follow a school of thought. If Al-Albani and the gang, or Rabi and whoever they be quoting, they all say the same stuff. If they were right, how come y'all don't know this stuff? Which is putting me over into my next point. How come y'all don't know this stuff? Going to my second point. In the conversation, it was exposed from the brother, and I see y'all's comments. I'm gonna take a second to recognize the comments. The brother exposed that somebody said he was not the most knowledgeable Salafi. I'm gonna say he was a knowledgeable Salafi. He was. To be a knowledgeable Salafi, you only have to memorize their slogans. You don't gotta know the hadiths. You don't gotta know fiqh. No, you just gotta memorize the Salafi slogans. All you gotta do is memorize that they don't like tawassul. They don't like ta'wil. They don't like following the madhab. They follow all of the madhabs while not liking to follow one madhab. They follow all of them. I'm gonna bust that open too. All you got to do is remember that you follow the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf and the Sahaba. And the women got to wear all black, and the men got to wear all white jalabiyas. That's the Salafi madhab. That's it. Oh, and the women got to cover their faces. That's it. It ain't nothing else. That's it. That's all that's to it. And all that is new. All that is bid'ah. All that is bid'ah. Why they calling people mubtadi'? All that's bid'ah. All the other stuff, some of the good stuff that they say, that if following the Quran and Sunnah and looking at the hadith and reading the ayah, that stuff belongs to the people of the madhabs. They plagiarize that. That ain't they stuff. They stuff is the bid'ah. We're all black. Follow Quran and Sunnah to the way of the Salaf. Don't follow the four imams. That's all bid'ah. That don't belong to the history of Islam. I even read from a certified scholar at the time. He had a post as Qadi in the Haram at the time. Ibn Abdul Wahhab was attacking the righteous Muslims, and he was taking notes of it. What's his name? I got it open right now. I wish I could share the screen and all that, but I ain't trying to make this long. What is his name? I'm going to tell you his name right now. Bear with me. I'm looking for it. Bear with me. Man, I can't find his name. Oh, here it is. The Shafi'i Mufti of Mecca, Ahmad ibn Zaini Dahlan. That's his name. Ahmad ibn Zaini Dahlan. Dahlan. This brother was giving us a report, a play-by-play. He wrote it. He documented it because he knew that this was history. He was a Shafi'i, and he was the Mufti of Mecca at the time. One of them. Well, yeah, one of them, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. He was giving us a play-by-play. Now, mind you, he ain't punched nobody in his head. Ibn Abdul Wahhab had to punch people in their head to get him to accept what they were saying. This brother is not known in the history to have done anything to the Muslims in the Haram to get his position as the Mufti of Mecca Makarama. He himself said, Ibn Abdul Wahhab and his innovated ways that we have never seen before he came, etc., etc., etc. He wrote a lot. He wrote a bunch of stuff about him and them at that time, starting all that fitna. All that stuff was bid'ah. All of it started with him. He took some works from some other deviant sects and made his own little whatever you want to call it. And now he passed that fitna on to us. He wrote books, killed all the Muslims, and everybody's like, all right, if power is that much to y'all can have it. We going over here with it. And then took the whole haram and brand named it. Him and the Saud family, and brand named it, and then forced everybody to believe in the Salafi minhaj. Forced everybody. They don't allow certain books there. My sheikh even told me that you got to take a Tawheed test before you can get into Jami'atul Madina. Seriously? They forcing people to believe this stuff. Shutting down anybody who don't belong to their little sect. Anybody who don't belong to it, they shut down their books. They propagating their own books. They making all these websites, putting money behind the websites. They forcing people. That ain't organic at all. That ain't scholarly at all. As opposed to earning it just like everybody else is. They going upside people's head. That's what the Salafi really want to do when they be on the side of the Musalla, like, man, that brother, man, I swear, man, he ain't got his pants below his ankles, man. Wallahi, man. They really want to, that same spirit that Ibn Abdul Wahhab had when he was killing Muslims, he's passing that through his material, through his intellectual material. That's why they so aggressive. All this fitna, all that stuff is bid'ah. All of it. No, not all of it. Excuse me. Let me take that back. All of the Salafi stuff is bid'ah. The good stuff is the good stuff. It belongs to us. Don't belong to them. So my point is moving on from that. When they say follow the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf, the brother last night told me, let's pretend that the four imams don't exist. What would you do then? So I'm taking this to believe that this is what's been taught in their little organization. They're teaching this. This is a problem. That's what I told her. I said, brother, don't finish that statement. Don't make me answer that question because it's going to expose your ignorance about knowledge. Like, it's illogical that you would take the four imams out of the equation. Like, you don't have Islam if you do. We don't have Islam if you do. If you take the four imams out of the equation. If you take the four imams out of the equation, no, I'm not limiting Islam to the four imams or the mujtahid status to the four imams. No, I'm not. So Mr. and Mrs. Salafi, please don't run off and soundbite this video and say that that's what Abdul Kabir al-Maliki said. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is all we have is the fiqh of those four imams, those four mujtahidun. Al-Awza'i, Al-Layth, we don't have it. Abu Dawood, we don't have it. Where is it? It's not here. It don't exist no more. Mashallah. Mashallah, it don't exist no more. That's the will of Allah. So now all that we are left with is the four imams and their associates. But let's play his game. Let's play the Salafi game. Let's play their game. Let's do what they say do. Let's take the four imams and their likes out of the equation. If you take the four imams out of the equation, you're taking the whole Salaf out of the equation. You're taking them all out of the equation. You taking the whole generation. They say they Salafis. They say that they follow the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf, but you want to take the Salaf out of the equation? We wouldn't have Islam. Why is that? It's because then you would end up with all of the knowledge of Islam having a broken chain of narration. I was wrong. I correct myself. I said that broken chain of narration, that the Salafis, their theology of jumping straight from you straight to the Sahaba, if you go you straight to the Sahaba, I said that was mu'allaq. That's not mu'allaq. I was wrong. I was close, but I was wrong. That's why I said that book is heavy. I had to go back to it today. That is a mu'addal status hadith. That means that it's problematic. It's problematic. They say that my madhab is the sound hadith. That's my madhab. How have you believe that you and we must jump straight from yourself to the Sahaba and take out all those other links who brought you the Sahih Hadith? Oh, let me not talk over your head. I got the Muwatta open. Let me show you an example of a Hadith. So I'm going to randomly go. Okay, here's the Malik's Muwatta. We got categories. Malik's Muwatta, book 1, the times of prayers, 31 hadiths in there. Brother said he never seen a book that had hadiths and fiqh in it. I said, brother, you ain't never read a fiqh book. Malik's Muwatta, book number 2, wudu, tahara, 116 hadiths. Malik's Muwatta, book of prayers, 75 hadiths. I just had to flex real quick. That ain't my point. I just had to flex real quick, show y'all what it is. Okay, opening up Malik's book of times of Salah. So this is a chain. He said, Yahya ibn Yahya al-Laythi related to me from Malik ibn Anas from Ibn Shihab al-Zuhri that one day Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, I'm stopping, etc., etc., etc. That's a chain. So according to the Salafis, you take out Yahya ibn Yahya, you take out Malik ibn Anas, you even take out the great Tabi'i, Ibn Shihab al-Zuhri, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. You even take him out, and you go straight to the Sahabi, Umar ibn Abdul Aziz. Like it ain't even a hadith no more. like this really what they teaching y'all? So you telling me that if Imam Bukhari, Imam Tirmidhi, Imam Muslim, Imam Malik, Imam Abu Hanifa, all these great muhaddithun, all of them wasted all of their time memorizing these chains of narration, and then here comes the rightly guided Ibn Abdul Wahhab and Al-Albani and the gang and said, oh, no. The chain of narration has been abrogated. We don't have to do that anymore. Mr. Bukhari, 300,000 ahadith later, brother, you made a mistake. You don't have to memorize those chains in order for it to be a sahih hadith. All of those 300,000 weren't sahih for my Salafi brothers and sisters who want to try to critique. So we don't have to do that anymore. So if Abdullah ibn Umar didn't give it to Ibn Shihab, and Ibn Shihab didn't give it to Malik, and hold on, let me make sure I'm saying the chain right. Yeah, Malik and Malik didn't give it to Yahya. How would you get it? These are all different generations of people. How would you get it? Yahya ibn Yahya, rahmatullah alayhi, he didn't live in the time of Ibn Shihab al-Zuhri. He didn't live in the time of Abdullah ibn Umar. How in the world are you going to get a hadith and you got to time travel? Even Yahya was closer than Al-Albani. What, Al-Albani, did you time travel back to the time of the Sahaba? And say, oh yeah, I learned the hadiths from the Sahaba. Y'all good. Y'all ain't gotta do, we don't need the chains anymore. Just follow me. I think not. This is how the Salafi Minhaj is all jargon. This what y'all believe? Y'all go straight to the Quran and the Sunnah? You want to take Malik out of the equation? And Malik has the most authentic book of hadith in existence? Bukhari said it himself? And you're going to take Malik out of the equation? I even seen a comment from a silly Salafi brother who said Imam Abu Hanifa, he said it on my video last night, he said he's silly. He said Imam Abu Hanifa was weak in hadith. How can you be strong in fiqh if you weak in hadith? What are they teaching y'all over there? You don't have fiqh without hadith. What are they teaching y'all? Are you serious? This is sad. This is really sad. So I'm gonna wrap my little presentation up. All in all, brothers and sisters, if you're not a mujtahid mutlaq, you have to follow a madhab. You have to make taqlid of an imam. And before I go, I'm gonna define to y'all what is taqlid. When you go to somebody, you say, I want to become a Muslim. They say, okay, they tell you the 5 pillars. You say, oh yeah, alhamdulillah, that's what I want. They make you a Muslim. They give you your kalima shahada. What's next? Now you got to learn how to make salah. So then you go and ask this brother or this sister, okay, I want to start making my prayer. How do I make my prayer? You just made taqlid. If any one of y'all Salafis in Philly, if any one of y'all, because most 90-some odd % of y'all were not Muslim at one point in time and became Muslim. I'm saying 90 just as a high percentage. Don't quote me exactly on that. Because we are in the second generation as Salafi Muslims in Philly. You telling me that y'all don't believe in making taqlid. If you don't believe in making taqlid of one person, how many people taught you your salah? If you don't know, go ask somebody. You ask one person. You may have learned from a few different individuals, but when you first started out, you took your kalima shahada, you asked one person, and that brother sat you down and said, okay, this is the first thing that you do. Allahu Akbar. Your niyyah, sorry, let me not get my fiqh messed up. You gotta make your niyyah first, brother, and you don't say your niyyah out loud. That's taqlid, brothers and sisters. That is taqlid, and the taqlid continues. If you have to make taqlid with something as simple as learning your salah, how could you not need taqlid when it comes to issues of divorce, issues of marriage, issues of to go to war or to not go to war, issues of who's going to be the imam of the masjid, who's not going to be the imam of the masjid, who's going to lead the prayer for Jum'ah, who's going to be the khatib for Jum'ah. If you don't believe in taqlid, how will you ever establish a Muslim lifestyle? Y'all not establishing a Muslim lifestyle. Y'all playing dress up. Just to be frank and honest, my brothers, my Salafi brothers and sisters, stop playing dressed up and join us in actually practicing this deen, which means you got to learn your fiqh. That's me. I'm sorry, you got to do some homework. I'm sorry, I don't mean to hurt your feelings. You got to do some homework like the rest of us. You got to memorize your fara'id of salah. You got to memorize your wajibat of salah. You got to memorize your sunnatul mu'akkada of salah. You got to memorize your sunnatul ghayr mu'akkada in salah. You got to memorize what's mubah inside of salah. You got to do it. Everybody else had to. You got to do it too. I'm sorry. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. We learning all the rap songs and what's going on with housewives of this town and that town. We know about all that stuff. It ain't hard. My dumb butt did it, so why is it hard for y'all? Is that what y'all afraid of? Are y'all afraid of doing homework? Is that what it is? Please tell me what it is. So all in all, you have to make taqlid if you don't have the required knowledge per the scholars to take from these things on your own and to even guide an individual in these matters. You have to. And I'm going to quote Imam Ahmad. I just learned this today. I put the video in the group if you don't believe me. You watching Abdul Kabir al-Maliki say it. Now go watch Sheikh Yusuf say it. Go watch Sheikh Yusuf al-Hanbali say it. Go watch him say it. He quoted Imam Ahmad. The Salafis, they always, like when we bust their head, they go try to run and say, oh, we follow them up, we follow the Hanbali madhab. Oh, Al-Albani was Hanbali. Oh, Bin Baz was Hanbali. Y'all, every time we bust y'all head, y'all go and try to run up under the Hanbali madhab. Well, the founder of the Hanbali madhab said, if you don't follow a madhab, like if you're against making taqlid and following the madhab, you are a fasik. You are a fasik. So y'all claim to be associated with the Hanbali school. This is what Sheikh Yusuf disclosed to us. And I appreciate the brother taking up this effort. He didn't say it as mean as I did. He was very nice and shaky with it. You know what I mean? You gotta love the shuyukh, man. They got that, they can make you accept some stuff that you never thought you would accept with their good character. So excuse my bad character, but this the first time you heard it, well, you heard it. Now go watch that video and see what the rest of Imam Ahmad said about individuals who are against making taqlid. Go and see what Imam Ahmad said. Since y'all all Hanbali, you Salafi in this, but you Hanbali in that, and don't play with me with the whole, oh, fiqh don't have nothing to do with Aqidah. I'm Hanbali and fiqh, but I'm Salafi and Aqidah. You can't be, because the Salafi organization, that little stuff spills over into fiqh. Y'all little belief system spills over into fiqh. If it was just an aqidah, like how y'all faking and trying to say it is right now, because the people of the madhabs are starting to speak out and bust y'all heads wide open. If it was just that, y'all wouldn't have nothing to say about blind following. Y'all wouldn't have nothing to say about it. And on top of that, Imam Ahmad's madhab is the most extensive in Aqidah. So his fiqh and his Aqidah, he's the most extensive with it. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. So if you following Imam Ahmad, that means you are making taqlid. You're not a Salafi, you're a Hanbali. And if you follow Imam Ahmad, it's not permissible to make taqlid in Aqidah. But what I've learned about this, and I've seen some good quotes of the scholars explaining this, and this is how it's explained to me. You definitely got to learn your Aqidah. You know, you look at it for yourself, but you have to believe it for yourself. Fiqh is something else. Fiqh is something else. But you can what I've read in an interpretation of it not being permissible to make taqlid in the Aqidah, and y'all add to this, you can't say it's wrong, I'm quoting a scholar. He said, it's okay as long as when he starts to say, you know what, I think I'm going to be a Christian, and you say, I'm going to be a Christian too. Then that's when it's wrong and you break away. But if he's teaching you the correct Aqidah, he's teaching you the correct the Aqidah of the Salaf, the Aqidah of the Ashab. He's telling you what Abdullah ibn Abbas ta'ala anhu said about the Mutashabihat. And he's telling you what Imam Ahmad said about the Mutashabihat. That's cool. That's all right. You can do that. You can do that. So don't play with me saying, oh no, it's not even mandatory to follow Imam Ahmad and his Aqidah. Well, where are you going to learn it from? You got to learn it somehow and from somewhere. You got to go and grab you an Aqidah book, and y'all got a few Aqidah books. Y'all get Aqidah to Wasatiyah. Y'all make a taqlid with that. Well, Imam Ahmad said other things than Ibn Taymiyyah. When it came to Aqidah, Ibn Taymiyyah was tripping a little bit. He was a big Hanbali scholar, but like y'all say, ain't nobody perfect. He wasn't perfect, and he was tripping a little bit. So follow Imam Ibn Taymiyyah. Follow his boss, Imam Ahmad. Don't follow. Don't get into that other stuff. So I'm gonna close that up, and I'm gonna get to some of these callers. Well. Look who we have here. First comment I see: Kashif the Ghazi Muhammad. What's up, man? I'm gonna read your comment first because I know how you coming. Wa alaikum salam, Kashif. We were supposed to have a live, but you didn't respond. No, don't make me post my receipts, good brother. I responded. Go back and check your inbox. Don't be on here making it seem like I'm ducking work. I don't duck no work, good brother. Go back and check your inbox. Don't make me post our receipts. Now, I ain't gonna do you like that. He said, but inshallah, if you are available tomorrow evening to go live to me on the issue of the Salafiyyah. I mean, the brother from last night, he kind of like stepped in and played Kashif. I'm going to keep it all the way real. Good brother. I'm going to keep it all the way real. If you going to come on here and say, we follow the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf, we follow the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Sahaba, don't do blind following. If you coming on here like, and that's all that you going to say, we wasting time. We're going to get into an argument. I'm keeping it all the way real with you, buddy. We're going to get into argument. Because I asked several times for him, you, and everybody else to define that. And I already explained, like, it's impossible. Like, that's a broad and general statement. That's not an accurate statement. The Sahaba, let me bust that wide open. Let me bust that wide open. All of the Sahaba didn't follow all the same thing. They all had different viewpoints. Some of them contradicted others. We got the famous hadith. Both of them are famous riwayats. When the brother related, I forget who the Sahabi was, but the Sahabi related that I can't remember. Somebody please correct me. I know I used to remember. But he said something about the people are getting punished for the people in the house are getting punished or something like that for crying over somebody who was dying. And then Aisha came back and contradicted the brother. Like, nah, that ain't what it was. They like the brother was been punished after in the grave, and they was crying about that. They went crying, that brother. It wasn't the other way around. She contradicted him, and I know I messed that up. So Abu Isa or one of the knowledgeable brothers correct me on that. But my point is, the Sahabi contradicted each other. When you just like when Rasulullah said, when you get to such and such destination, pray Asr. Half of them prayed Asr, the other ones waited until they got there and prayed Asr late. When they came to Rasulullah, he said y'all both was right. They made ijtihad. They had divergent opinions. Which one are y'all following? On top of that, how are y'all following the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf when y'all subtract the Salaf? Matter of fact, I can add you on here right now. Cassie, you want to get on here right now and answer that question? Let me know. What do you say tomorrow? I'm very confident that you will see. Man, I can send you this link right now. I want to just only deal with why y'all say y'all following the Quran Sunnah according to the way of Salah, but y'all call yourself Salafi, or Salafiyyah, but y'all don't follow the Imams of the Salaf. The 4 Imams, they were the Imams of the Salaf. They were the only people who have an existing chain of narration, an existing connection back to the Prophet. Why don't y'all accept that? I don't get that. I don't get that. He said you laying in bed with the wife. Okay, man, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide both of you. Inshallah. All right, so more. I don't want to get into a rant again. Let me see. There's some more comments. Joe Mo, assalamu alaikum, big brother. Hey, brother Salim. Hey, I was trying to like answer your comments. Like for some reason on the platform, Salim, I can't I can't like on my Facebook, I can't see the comments. Like I seen the comments on my wife this morning on my wife phone, and I was working on some stuff for this video, so I ain't get the return because I wasn't ignoring you, brother Salim. Like, forgive me, man. AJ, some return salam. I mean, he says quickly, dear brother, for those that don't quite know yet, what is the main reason Salafiyyah is a problem for us? And I hope I touched on that. I hope I touched on that question. Where is he now? Is you talking about Alabama? Sister Bessie is tagging my brother Hakeem. He a warrior. He be on here. He be on here working with me. Bessie said, "Gang culture, gang, whole lot of gang." Ahmad Sadiq said, "Empty slogans, man. It ain't nothing more, man." Bessie said, "The thick mashup of Muhaddith versus Al-Albani grading hadith." Yeah, she timestamp, alhamdulillah. The Ijaza versus Muhaddith. Abu Isa Gooden said, Ibn Abdul Wahhab, I don't even say Muhammad, I just say Ibn Abdul Wahhab, said, he's quoting him, "No one before me knew the meaning of La ilaha illallah." Man, you ain't telling the truth, Abu Isa. He ain't say that, man. Hey, Abu Isa, give us, man, put that up for us, man. I'm gonna post it in the group, and I'm gonna approve the post and send it through. Post that in the group. Take a picture of the book, copy and paste where you got it, man. Put that in here, man. He better not have said that, and they following dude. And Bessie said, in the academic world, if you don't have peer-reviewed research from credible scholars, your research is not valid or legit. That's just legitimate, excuse me. That's just common sense. When Asa Gooden said this goes way deeper than Albani and Uthaymin. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Bessie Leon said about Asa Gooden translates, quote, translates to Spanish. Timestamps from Bessie. What up, buddy love? He said, Mel, it's me, Elijah. Man, what? Get your little bad butt up. That's my little cousin, man. that's my little cousin's son, man. He crazy. He always got his phone. He bad. Oh, the little Elijah was on here learning Islam. Hey, E, bring your daddy to the masjid. Bessie said, $90, sis. I'm working on collecting some testimonials to make graphics. Would like yours. Nyla says, how if they were in the time of the Salaf, you would have a broken Isnad. See, she know her stuff. She know her stuff. They were the Salaf. Typo. How did you get there, man? How did they get there? Like the Al-Albani and them. Without the chain. Like how in the world are you following the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf, but you take the Salaf out? You take the chain out. You want to go straight to Ibn Shihab al-Zuhri. You want to go no, excuse me. You want to go straight to you even throwing out Ibn Shihab al-Zuhri. You even throwing him out. You won't go straight from Al-Albani straight to with all the millions of people in between them. And mind you, those hadith chains are not that long. They're long. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Abu Isa, somebody, one of my knowledgeable brothers. I think the Bukhari's Asanid and stuff. I think his was like the cutoff point. I think it was like 8 or 9 people, and that was it. I don't think it like even got no longer than that. It's something like that. It might not be exactly that, but it's something like that. 99 said he went to the Sahaba himself, right, in a time machine. I ain't trying to be funny, man, but it's funny, Shahzi Imam Inman Maha. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. I always thought Salafis just believe in Sahih Muslim. You changed my mind today. The funny thing about them always saying follow the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of Salaf, and you say, well, how do I do that? And they give you, or they refer you to Sahih Muslim or Sahih Bukhari hadith books. Imam Bukhari himself said he memorized 100,000 Sahih hadith, but he only put like 6,000 something odd. I forgot the number. He only put like 6,000 something odd hadiths in the Sahih Bukhari collection that we have today. So where the rest of them at? If you follow the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of Salaf, and you going straight to the Quran and Sunnah, well, my Salafi brothers and sisters, where the rest of them? I want y'all to get for me them other 90,000 hadith, 90-something thousand hadith that Sahih Bukhari messed up and forgot. I want you brothers to save the community and go and get the rest of them Sahih hadith and bring them to us so we can have the complete Quran and Sunnah. I need that from y'all, please, since y'all time travel. More timestamps from Betsy. Okay, Cash. I mean, Isa. فَعْلَمْ إِنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهُ وَاسْتَغْفِرْ لِبِذَنْبِكَ. I think that's an ayah Quran, Abu Isa. I think it's an ayah Quran. Cash. Muhammad, invite your other peoples to while you at it. Don't try to get me Jay, Bessie, because I got some folks. Mind you, if I'm getting on y'all nerves, don't make me bring my folks on here because they can run it down. They will really run it down. Kasha, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk, inshallah. I'm honestly like fed up with talking to Salafists. I ain't even gonna hold you out. I ain't gonna hold you because I keep hearing the same thing. And I keep hearing follow Quran Sunnah the way of Salaf. And I'm like, okay, Imam Malik was the leader of the way of the Salaf. He has the highest, most best chain. Why are y'all not Maliki? Why are y'all not Hanbali? Like, you have to have a connection to the Prophet. Imam Muslim said in his introduction, knowledge is through isnad, unless people will say anything. If y'all don't have an isnad for all this Salafi stuff that y'all saying, why should we believe y'all? Please explain to me that. We have an isnad. And then the last time I checked, good brother, Cash, if I asked you several times for the asanid of any isnad for the Salafi. I don't want to be biased on one side and be like, okay, he just trying to bash the Salaf. I'm saying, like I said, told the brother yesterday, man, hopefully in this conversation with the Salafis, we can make y'all the fifth madhab. But y'all got to legitimize yourself first. Y'all can't just say things and want us to believe it because out of the goodness of our heart. I'm sorry, good brother, but this is my soul. I'm not going to play with that. Well, Isa said, I believe it was Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu. I could be wrong, but it was about whether or not the dead are punished due to the wailing of people. Yes, it was. Yes. I don't know if that was the particular Sahabi, but that's what the situation was. And Aisha came and corrected him. She came and corrected him. Okay, so tell me this. We got Ashab. This is getting too long. Hold on. Okay, we had about an hour and a half. Okay, so if y'all follow the Sahaba according to the way doing the Quran Sunnah according to the way of Sahaba. What about the issue like we got many authentic reports, and y'all follow the hadiths and the Sahih hadith is your mother. We got many authentic reports that narrate 2 salams in salah. And then we got Aisha, who was, I think, the best. She had the most narrations. No, she had the second most narrations of hadith. We got Aisha, Sayyidina Aisha. And she said Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ended the salam with 1 salam, with 1 taslim. Who do you follow? If y'all say y'all following the Sahaba, a group of, and a lot of, I think that hadith is, the 2 salams, I think it's like 10, at least 10 different hadiths from Sahaba that say that. But then you got Aisha contradicting him and saying Aisha said that. What do y'all say? Where's y'all stance on all that kind of stuff? If y'all don't follow one particular fiqh Y'all don't have an individual that can work out that contradiction for y'all. What is y'all stance on that? Like if y'all saying y'all following the Sahaba, which one are you following? Because you like y'all saying it's like haram to confine the people to one school or one imam and all of that. And because y'all keep asking me where you get that from, who said that? Did Muhammad say that? What madhab did Abu Bakr follow? Abu Bakr was a mujtahid. He followed himself. Don't ask me no ridiculous question like that. Abdullah ibn Umar was a mujtahid. Abdullah ibn Umar is reported to Imam Malik, who prays with the hands to the side, has in his hadith collection the hadith from Abdullah ibn Umar about doing qabah, about folding the hands in the salah. But neither one of those, that salaf and that sahabi, prayed with it, were reported to have prayed with their hands folded. What do y'all do with that? If y'all don't have a filth and or y'all don't follow one person, and we got the interpretation. I don't know what y'all got going on, but what do y'all do with that? And it's got some more comments. So if you still on here, Cassius, answer that question. Salam alaikum. Family 3453. What is that, man? What's that? That's the set, man. What's that? What's 3453? What's going on, Farouk? Salam alaikum, brother. Yes, no, you have an answer. Listen, I ain't finna give you no yes or no. I said I'm tired of talking to y'all. I'm tired of arguing. I don't want to argue no more. The brother made my mind up. I just said you missed the beginning of the video, but the beginning of the video I already said, man, I've been talking to Salafis since 2008 and 9. And all I hear is I follow Quran and Sunnah because of the way of Salah, like a robot. I'm like, okay, all right, well, give me an example of, you following the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salah. But you can't follow all of the Salaf. That's not an accurate statement. You can't follow all of them. I just gave you several examples how that's impossible. And I've never got a straight answer out of one of y'all since like 2008. All y'all do is say, "Oh, brother, you're a deviant, you disrespectful." See, if you wasn't a Sufi, you wouldn't be thinking like that. But Sheikh bin Baz said, that's all y'all say. Y'all can't come academically. Y'all can't come intellectually. If y'all gonna come on here and just quote slogans, not to be rude, brother, I apologize, but I've asked you several times in your inbox, what is y'all's isnad? I just gave you one. I just went one straight. I can send it to you. It's common. Man, there's a whole bunch of stuff on here. Hold up now. Brother, 3453. It is, Nyla. It is. They do be saying that, man. See, man, they need to put me in the gang, man. Hey, man, Farouk, man, put me in the gang, man. I'm trying to be down, man. What up, Steel Body? My guy. What up, cuz? That's my brother. That's my little brother, man. Stay strong, brother. Stay strong. Stay strong. Stay strong. Bessie said, I would love for some heavyweight Salafis to get on here. Yeah, well. Kashif said, I'm trying, but he won't agree to live tomorrow. All right, man. All right. So now since you called me out, man, I don't duck no work. So is it just me and you, or we bringing our friends? I want to bring Imam Nadir and Maliki. He don't be on this. I'm always been the one to argue with folks. He don't be on it. But he told me yesterday, it was like, bro, get me in there. Like these folks getting out of control, get me in there. So I want to bring Imam Nadir with me, my computer. And I'm telling you, if I bring him, don't be talking about we deviants when you get off, man. Yeah. We can do something tomorrow, man. We can do something. We'll talk. 4 times I know he said that right before he killed Muslims. What? Man. Cassius said, Maliki, do you accept the lie tomorrow after Asr? Inshallah. Inshallah. It might have to be after Maghrib. That's the best time for me because, I got business that I run. It's been raining here, so that's why y'all been seeing me on here, because it's been raining for 3 days. I ain't had nothing to do but bother y'all. Brother, listen, Casper said, brother, listen, all your questions can be answered in the lives. All right, okay, Dad. Okay, y'all see it. The brother say he got the answer to the questions. Cassius is finna be famous for making the Salafiyyah the 5th madhab. He's about to. Meaning you can do either, you can do both. Yes, talking about not talking about Kabath and Sadal. Yes, you can do both. That's brother me, Cassie. Exactly. Assalamu alaikum. I just do a live refutation against you. Don't come on there and try to say I didn't invite you. I'm accepting it. I mean, you can do your video or whatever, but I said I accept you. You can put it on your page. You can invite whoever you want to. We can do it. Let's do it. So tomorrow at 8, I need to have my popcorn ready. Yeah, shout out tomorrow at 8, man. Tomorrow at 8. I think that's all the comments. If I missed any of the comments, y'all, I apologize. I'm doing this some type of software, and I'm still learning how to work it. So just the first time I was actually able to see all the comments. So, all right, I'm out of here. Akula kola hadha wa astaghfirullah. If I said something wrong, y'all get with me, correct me. I'm trying to be right, and I will broadcast my mistake. Don't get on here with some sloppy stuff trying to tell me where I'm right and where I'm wrong. I'm a Maliki, so if you're not a Maliki, don't oh brother, you said this. Like, if you even belong to another mother, I'm open to what you got to hear about with your mother. I'm like, okay, all right, now mention it. Like, okay, the brother Hanbali, he said X, Y, and Z. This is their viewpoint of that. But I'm a Maliki, so if you're not a Maliki, you can't correct me because you don't know the Maliki madhab. I ain't been arrogant. I'm just saying you got to know the Maliki madhab and know why I say some of the stuff I'm saying. Even though I wasn't really talking about fiqh today, Maliki fiqh, but. So yeah, just don't bother me with that mess. Uh, I'm about to start posting dudes. Like, when they start saying ignorant stuff, I'm about to start posting them and make videos about them. Like, I'm finna start going really in because this stuff is getting out of hand. But yeah, Cass, let's do your refutation, brother. I'm about to inbox you as soon as I hang this up. I'm out of here. I love y'all for the sake of Allah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله ولا إله إلا الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.